welcome back to I Was Thinking with Nafees and Simone. I'm Nafees.
And I am Simone.
Happy New Year.
Yay!
How are you, Simone?
I mean, I'm fine, I guess. Is it really a Happy New Year? Is it really?
Well, 2020 is over, so yes, it's a Happy New Year.
Like a couple days ago. Oh, and real quick, because I just remembered, I think we said Happy New Year in the episode that's coming after this. So if we said it twice, we did it. So we're saying it now. Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah, I hope this year is much more fruitful, much more positive, and just better in general for all of us.
Oh, look at you looking on the bright side. That must be nice.
Oh, you're feeling very pessimistic today.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I can't tell if I feel better or worse about the new year to come because we're all like, oh yeah, it's going to be better. It's going to be like, not over, but I just don't want to get my hopes up,
No, I understand, yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know.
So what are we talking about today?
Since it is the new year, new episode, new us, we are talking about New Year goals.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like goals and like resolutions or like, we're just talking about the future. We're talking about the future. Like SpongeBob, we're future. Stuff like that. SpongeBob has ruined my life.
I haven't watched SpongeBob in so long.
I only quote really old SpongeBob from when I was a kid. So I think up to like maybe season 5, I want to say. I don't remember. It's been going on for so long, but that's my generation. We literally just always quote SpongeBob.
SpongeBob was like always on Nickelodeon.
It was.
It was always like background noise for me.
I don't think
I didn't even know there were seasons for that.
Everything has seasons.
Well, 8-year-old Nafees did not know that, so
well,
it was just episode upon episode upon episode.
Yeah, hopefully. How old are you again? 28? 28?
Yeah, 28. Oh my god, it's been a while.
Hopefully 28. Oh, look at that. 20 years difference. Hopefully 28 Nafees now knows.
It's been 20 years since I've seen SpongeBob. What? Hold on.
Did I make you feel old?
I made myself feel old. You didn't make me feel old. What?
When you put the numbers...
There's no way it's been 20 years. Hold on.
I'm sure you've watched SpongeBob like way... You had to have watched it, not like past when you were 8. Why can't I talk today?
Let me see. The last memory I have was in middle school. No, of like watching a clip of it. 12. I think 12 was the very last year that I watched it.
And I mean, it doesn't have to be like a full episode because sometimes I'll just randomly remember clips of it. Like sometimes I'll remember I don't know why it's always this specific episode. I always remember the band episode. And I just remember Patrick raising his hand like, is mayonnaise an instrument? It's just...
Oh, wow. But even then, though, that's like, what, 12?
How old is that episode? I feel like I need to look it up to check.
Yeah. Wow. Time goes by so fast.
Time is an illusion. That episode is season 2, episode 15, and it aired in 2001. Okay, now I feel really old.
Yeah, that's when I remember. Yeah, like between 2000 and 2005 is when I did most of my watching of, what's it called, SpongeBob.
I didn't think that was one of the older episodes. Why did I think it was like not newer, but I was imagining like 2005, not 2001. Okay, well, I always learn something new every day.
Don't we all?
True. All right. So to get off SpongeBob, should we start talking about what we were going to talk?
But actually, it's funny that you brought up SpongeBob because I used to really hate Squidward.
We've turned into Squidward.
In like my mind, he used to be so negative. I'm like, why is this dude always negative?
And then you get older and you realize you are Squidward. At least
no, it's not when I got older. It's when I saw the meme for Squidward. And I was like, wait, this is so true. Like, did you see it where it's like we all hated Squidward?
There's so many memes online about Squidward that I can relate to. You're going to have to be specific.
No, there was one that mentioned how we all didn't like him when we were younger, but then when we grew up, we all turned out to be Squidward. I'm like, wow, that hit a little too deep there.
We just didn't realize how realistic Squidward actually was until we became him.
Yeah.
Working a dead-end job, having a dream, and not being able to accomplish it. Although in Squidward's case, he was not good at the clarinet, but he thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have a very annoying coworker / neighbor, because he was both. You can't get away from.
Yeah.
And he sees life as sunshine and rainbows. And, you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but
See, it's good to be positive, but like too much positivity is not normal.
No.
It's not normal.
I don't know, sometimes if people are too positive, it's like a coping mechanism, maybe.
Probably.
And they just don't realize it. I'm not really that much into like psychology and stuff like that, so I couldn't tell, but I've always seen it like that. Because like everyone always focus on like when people are too sad or like too depressed, but I'm like, well, I don't think we ever really talk about the people that are like too happy, because I don't think that's really not only normal but healthy either.
Yeah, it's always good to stay in like a nice medium.
Yeah, I mean, because we always go through our ups and downs.
But wow, such a relatable show, I guess.
Yeah.
Character wise.
I mean, that's why everyone always brings it up. We didn't realize how relatable the show was until we got older.
Ooh, 2021 though. We finally made it.
Yeah, we all thought we'd have like flying cars and be able to teleport by this time.
You know, oh my goodness, that's so funny that you mentioned that. There was this article in National Geographic back in like 2008, I think. Or like 2004, somewhere around there, that said we should have had like flying cars for like normal everyday people by like 2012.
Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but do you think one of those things has to do with like money and the way our governments work as far as how we function in society?
100%. Like, yeah, obviously.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it didn't sound like a conspiracy theorist or like...
No, it all depends on how we function or how we do economically.
Yeah.
If we're doing well, then yeah, more people are able to afford a flying car. The thing is, the technology is already out there. It's just that it's super, super expensive.
Yeah, but again, that has to come with society, because we are the ones who are making these quote unquote profits or like setting these prices.
That's true, but I think another reason would be like safety too, because if you have like cars on the ground and cars in the air, imagine how many like accidents and like traffic issues we'll have.
I don't know, I feel like cars in the air would be safer than cars on the ground, because isn't flying safer than driving?
No, it'll be safe for the people like in the air, but like imagine if that comes on the ground. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Like when you land?
Yeah, like let's say you're trying to land and there's a car driving beneath you and you just don't know how to land, so you land on the car. There you go, car crash.
But
actually, would that be a car crash? No.
No, but I feel like it'd be... I don't know. Well, won't they still both be cars? Or are we calling flying cars something else?
Well, I guess they'd both be cars, yeah.
But I feel like that wouldn't make sense, because I feel like driving on the ground would be different than flying. Like, wouldn't they have different systems? Because, you know, the ground has like the street lights, but the air, I feel like they would probably come up with some either floating street lights or some type of different system. And when you land, you would just land in a parking lot. It'd be really weird for you to land in the middle of the road unless you ran out of gas, which I guess could be a problem.
Yeah, I feel like there's this whole schematic and like infrastructure that we have to figure out before we can introduce that.
Yeah, I mean, with anything, even flying cars or not, I just hope for more like electric cars. Try to turn away from fossil fuels, but that's also another problem, and that also gets political.
Yeah.
Why is everything political?
Yeah, no, I mean, we also have our issues with electrical cars too, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what the future holds.
I'm like saying all this and like, what if nothing changes by the time I'm 80? Like our phones just get smarter and that's it. Although they've been really vamping up like AIs and stuff like that. So I don't know.
No, I definitely feel like AI is the future. It's going to happen within the next like 20, 30 years. It's not far.
They're already doing that with entertainment. Did you know that they had an AI like Yoongi for one of the performances?
Yeah, you mentioned this.
I was like, it was cool and I understand the sentiment, but at the same time, because from my perspective, seeing AIs being used so far, they usually do that with people that are gone. And I'm like, guys, he's not dead. He's just recovering from surgery. He'll be back.
He will be back. They promised us. He'll be back.
No, I think He did perform at the New Year's thing.
He did?
Well, that they're going to have, but they already did have when this comes out. I don't think I don't know, because at the time of this recording, it hasn't come out yet. But I know on their Twitter, they said he will show up, but he's just not going to dance or anything. So I'm sure he'll just like sit there and like rap, which it's progress. That means he's doing a lot better.
That's good. That's good. I mean, his health is more important. He's done enough. He gets to rest now.
Exactly. And then, like, you have to think he was dealing with that since like 2011.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I mean, the only reason he stopped was because the doctors were like, if you continue, you won't have like an arm. So
pretty much. And I didn't watch the V Live yet, but I guess he went on V Live and he said he was actually planning to do it in 2021, but probably COVID like made him get it earlier since, you know, they weren't touring or anything. But I'm kind of glad.
Yeah, it's like the timing wise, it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad because after seeing the online concert they had and the way he couldn't lift up his arm, like I'm afraid if COVID wasn't around and they'd had tour, like what if he had to get like emergency surgery or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever happens for the best, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, trying to figure out how to word this. Because like this year, I mean, 2020 was awful.
Yeah.
But people were able to cope. Like I know with my brother and Frankie, they were able to finally move out of New York, which I know this is something they were talking about for a while. Even though they miss it, they were able to have the opportunity to move out. And now they finally closed on their house that they've been waiting for a while and doing all this renovation. So it's really nice in that way to like see them have that.
That's good.
Yeah. This is one of the things of trying your best if you can to look on like the brighter side of things.
Yeah. Well, congrats on graduating.
Well, yeah, I did do that. Thank you.
You did do
Listen, I'm like
it's more of an afterthought, I guess, at this point.
I'm so out of it. I forgot. I'm like, oh, and like, because, you know, everything was online. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did graduate college.
Do they do anything for... Oh my gosh, I need to stop hitting this. Do they do anything for graduates?
Honestly, I don't know. And once I took like my final test or turned in my final assignments, I checked out. So if they sent any emails about doing anything, I'm unaware. I'm assuming I'm waiting for my diploma to get here in the mail.
You did apply for graduation, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
But like, I didn't hear anything about like some type of virtual graduation like they did in the spring. So, or yes, summer. So I'm not sure. I know like people were able to like go on certain spots on the campus and like take pictures, but I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting money on a cap and gown just to take pictures and have it in my closet if I can't even wear it. So, which is
closet. You do realize you can only rent it, right? To buy it, it's like $300. Renting is $100. Yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking in high school, because in high school I got to keep mine.
Yeah, you get to keep yours in high school, but with undergrad, especially at our school, you rent it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I'm like, wow, such a business.
Yeah, it really is. It does make me a little sad because I didn't go to my graduation when I graduated from community college or state college because I said I was going to wait till I graduated from a university. But I also didn't know back then that we go through a pandemic. So
yeah,
it's all good though. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's important, but at the same time, it's really not, if that makes sense. Not to like downplay graduating, because that's a big thing, but I just mean like the celebration of it all, because it's not like that's where my life is going to end. So
that's true. I mean, I guess you could combine your celebration with getting like a new job or something.
Well, we're still waiting on that, so which is also hard to do during this pandemic.
Yeah. That is so true. Especially now that everything is like online and a lot of the people who have been working are being laid off. It is quite difficult for sure.
Not only that, it's like, it's also scary in a way, because like if you're not which I always feel bad for essential workers, because like they have to work, or, you know, they be on the streets, but at the same time they're at a higher chance of catching it. So it's also the fear of, if you do get a job, or you wanted to get a job and it's not one where you can work from home, just a higher chance of catching COVID.
Yeah. Teachers are considered essential workers, I think, too.
Well, they should be. And I don't know why they haven't before this pandemic. You know, teachers, I always have to give my props to teachers because they're so underpaid and just like underappreciated than what they really need to be. Because I feel like you see teachers in your life more than you see your actual parents growing up sometimes, especially how long we're in school. And I know like here, like remember hearing about like my teachers in like elementary school having to buy all like the supplies for us to like just do certain stuff, or like if we had little parties, not realizing that the teachers are paying out of their own pockets. I'm like, why aren't they getting paid their worth?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So I just looked it up. And according to the White House, this was back in August, they did give the green light for teachers to be considered essential workers.
Okay, well, is that going to change after the pandemic or no?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if they'll be given priority for vaccines, or if we're like required to take them. Let me see.
I heard on the news the other day, nursing homes here they're going to start giving like the senior citizens vaccines soon. They probably already started, actually.
That would make sense because they're the most like susceptible at this point, other than like immunocompromised people. Interesting.
I don't know.
So that means there were all these discounts that I could have taken, but I didn't because I never considered myself an essential worker. Wow.
Aww. Can you still take advantage of them now or no?
I don't know if they still exist, maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't see why not, but knowing how this government is, that is a valid question to ask, so.
Yeah.
You know, just randomly while I'm speaking, I feel like I'm a little more self-conscious talking now ever since we did that episode back with my family. And I always think of how my brother-in-law's like, yeah, you don't understand what Florida people are saying. I'm like, but we don't have an accent. But do we have an accent? Because sometimes I go back and listen to myself when I'm editing and I'm like, I meant to say this, but I feel like the way I said it sounds like this. And I'm like, I'm just all self-conscious now. I mean, can you understand me when I speak? Okay.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, I never thought we had this conversation before, too.
We have this conversation so much because I always bring it up because it always bothered me because I never thought I had an accent. But then some people think I do. And then for some reason, sometimes when I go out, people always ask me and my dad if we're from Jamaica. And I'm like, no.
You don't sound Jamaican.
Not at all. So I'm like, where?
Yeah, I don't know where they're coming up with that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't, like, no. Even now, you don't have an accent.
I just know there's certain words, like, I don't think I pronounce all the way because for some reason I have trouble saying them. So that's why I was...
But I think that's a you thing, though. That's not like, what is it, a population thing? That's just a Simone thing.
It's not a Florida thing?
No.
Okay.
Simone just can't pronounce some words, and that's okay.
I mean, I can't. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm only human.
For
I would have started singing, but I don't sing.
You don't sing?
I don't sing in front of other people.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't sing either, but like...
No, people always ask me if I sing because of the way I talk. And I'm like, I mean, I do when I'm alone, but I don't know if I'm good or not because I don't sing in front of other people. I used to want to be a singer when I was younger, actually.
Oh, really?
I did.
Did you sing when you were younger?
Not in public, but I did like to sing like in front of my friends, and then I started getting really shy, so I stopped. I also wanted to be in a band when I was younger, and I wanted to play the drums.
Really?
Which is random, yeah. I think that's why like my music taste, like I like a lot of songs that have like really deep like basses or like really heavy on like drums because I always wanted to play the drums when I was a kid. So
wow. What about now?
But learning, I mean, drums are very loud and expensive. So if I like ever get a house, maybe. I don't know if my interest in playing the drums.
That was such a combination of description. They're loud and expensive.
They are.
Typically when people say that, like, oh, what about now? Oh, I don't have the time. I want to focus on this. But your reasoning is that it's loud and inexpensive.
I can't tell if that's a better reasoning or not.
It's a more honest reasoning.
Okay, yeah. It's just, they're big, so I would have to have space for them, first of all. It is loud, so I would definitely need to have, like, my own either, like, storage place or house to practice.
That is true. Because you want the full set, right? With the whole... Yeah.
I don't know any of the names of the pieces, but...
Yeah.
The full thing. Yeah, my interests in life are very interesting. So, like, it went from wanting to be, like, a model and then a singer and then playing the drums and then like sports like tennis. My dad tried to get me into golf and that did not last long. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad. No, I don't want to be. No, golf is boring and I hate it.
Does he play golf?
He does play golf. He likes golf and he likes watching it too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. And I understand because there's not a lot of female golfers, not only female golfers. I don't know if there's even any Black female like professional golfers. I have never heard of any. So I understand in that aspect, but I was like, no. So there's that. And then I wanted to be a vet.
Oh.
And then I wanted to I used to want to be a vet, and then it went from just being a vet for like domestic animals, so like your normal house pets, and then I wanted to be a vet for a while for like farm animals. Then it went from me just wanting to be a normal doctor.
Okay.
Then it went from me wanting to be a dancer, and now I don't know what I want to do with my life.
What's your degree in? I know it's entertainment, but what is it called specifically?
It's called entertainment management.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bachelor's of Science in Entertainment Management.
So that's more like the business side then.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So I feel like I could still be the creative side, but I can have like a little knowledge, or if I need to teach myself further more about the business side, I would. Mm-hmm. So, because I think that's why I wanted to, I think seeing how I was younger to now, I transitioned to still wanting to do the same field like when I was really young, but I just want to be behind the scenes. So I like creating it more than actually doing it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What about you? Since I went through my whole life like of careers, I mean, it still goes into our future.
Yeah. Career-wise, I don't know. I've always wanted to teach, so I guess I'm doing that.
You're doing that, yeah. No, I said you're doing that. Like you're a teacher now.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like a school teacher though. I wanted to be like a medical professor.
Oh.
So here's the thing. Like my parents, they want me to become a doctor, but I wanted to become a teacher because I'm like, I like teaching. And so we came to a mutual agreement that if I go to medical school, I can just be a professor or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. That works with me. But med school didn't happen. Maybe in the future it might. I don't know. But right now I'm just teaching. So
could you be a medical professor but not actually have been in the field but trained in medical?
You can.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought.
Yeah, you can. So you can get like a PhD or like some other degree in the subject you want to teach. But I actually, like, if I'm going to go through and get like an MD or a DO, whatever, I actually want to practice because that
I feel,
piles up a lot of student loans and I need to pay that off first before I can do like anything.
And I always feel like the best teachers are always the ones with experience, not saying like the ones that don't have experience in anything, not just, well, obviously, especially medical. I feel like you need experience, anything medical wise. I don't care what anyone tells, anything with medicine and anything operating some type of machine, like driving airplanes, all that technical.
Oh, for sure.
You need experience or I am not going to you. But anyway, when you're learning, I feel like people that have actually done it are better teachers, and they can also teach you tricks that, you know, like traditional textbooks won't teach you or stuff like that, or like their own ways of doing stuff that they found easier.
Yeah, or they can like go over like common mistakes or misconceptions. So yeah, there's definitely more of a benefit with someone who is experienced. But yeah, that was my thing. I also wanted to take my hand at singing too. I know I cannot sing, but like, I don't know. I've always been so shy about it.
Yeah.
Like when we were younger, we had like chorus in elementary school. And because there were like all these other voices too, like mine was drowned out. So I didn't have a problem. But then in middle school, like the teacher wanted us to do like solos. And then I had the option to switch into journalism. So that is exactly what I did. But yeah, I want to give it a try. It's a good skill to have, you know?
Singing? Or are we talking about something else?
No, singing.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what can you do? Well, I can sing. That's a big thing because not a lot of people can say that.
No, they can't.
I guess people can say that they can sing, but just not well.
Yeah. No, I would, if I ever get the chance, even if it's just for like recreational wise, I would like to get back into dancing because I started dancing really late in like high school because I was always really shy, but I found out I was able to do it better once I'm actually like in the motions of dancing. Like it kind of goes away. So like I'm able to focus on the music, my movements, and like I like to make facial expressions. Don't ask why, but if I especially if I'm really into a song. So yeah.
That's a good thing, actually. It adds to the overall performance.
Yeah. Like even now, like since I'm into K-pop, I think that's another reason why I like it so much is like the dance aspect. So like there is some times where like if I'm bored, I'll just teach myself the choreography, but it's not like I post it or anything. I don't know if that should be like another New Year's resolution. I stopped being so shy and like actually post my dancing because I haven't danced in front of people since I graduated high school.
Yeah, I think that's something you would have to like build up to.
Yeah. Now,
the more confident you are in your ability, the easier it is to overcome that.
It's also hard to try to like I mean, it could work to like record yourself because I don't really have a place to like set up a phone because I don't have a camera.
Oh, like a professional camera, you mean?
Yeah, because I wanted a professional camera a while ago too because and then there was also a phase where I wanted to get into photography.
Oh, that's something I want to do too. Yeah, that's something I still want to do, but I just have not gotten like a professional camera. I don't know why.
So I went through a lot of phases.
That always slips my mind when I do like big purchases. Like this past Black Friday, I could have gotten one. I don't know why I didn't, but yeah. Well, no, I got a laptop instead. That was more important. So, yeah.
I was also, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I would have taken the laptop over the camera. I also, I wanted this professional camera to start doing videos so I can practice like videos, like cinematography wise, but I'm like, I don't go anywhere to film anything.
You could just film like everyday stuff, like people walking. Well, actually, no, I don't think that would be appropriate.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be
Or cars driving by from a distance.
Then I have to blur out the license plates.
That's true. That's more editing technique that you could learn.
That's true. Well, that's another reason why I really need. Okay, I'm saying this now, so when by the end of the year of this podcast, I can hold myself accountable. I will start learning animation because that's my alternative of video. But I've always really liked drawing and cartoons. I think that's why I like anime so much. I've always wanted to get into it, and I always push it off and forget, or I get busy. So I'm saying this now. By the end of 2021, hopefully, I will at least know how to animate a stick figure.
Oh. Hopefully you stick to it.
No, hopefully more than that, but just to, yeah. I'm also, you're going to have to hold me accountable, Nafees. So
all right.
That's why I'm saying
Sounds
it now
good.
on this podcast. It's a deal. That's one of my New Year's resolutions as we continue talking about our future. Even though I feel like we've been talking about our past more right now than our actual future.
Into your future. Like, it's all relevant, I guess.
But your past goes into, it's all one and the same. Like I always say, I don't know if I ever said it on a recording, but I'm saying it now. Time is basically an illusion at this point. I did say it at the beginning. See, I also have a short-term memory. I don't remember anything I say.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah. So
but I'm just going to keep pushing that in. Time is an illusion, guys.
It really is.
Nothing matters at this point.
But yeah, like with me though, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions because based off of past performance, it doesn't work for me.
I feel like it's one of those things where you say, but it's hard to keep up with, yeah. Keep up. Like, what is technically a resolution? Like, I feel like my dad said this before, too. Like, why are you waiting till the New Year's to, like, say you're going to do something when you can just do it now? So, there's really no point of it anymore. That's why I don't make New Year's resolutions anymore. Because my longest standing one would be to lose weight, and I just don't do that. I feel like that's everybody. I do it when I feel like it. Yeah. But no, one thing that I do want to be more consistent with is like eating healthier and actually like exercising. Just living a healthier lifestyle, and then like the weight loss will just come as a side effect or a side consequence. Yeah, because that was always my biggest struggle too. And I'm trying to look at it more as like, don't do this as something you just say you'll lose weight. Because like what happens when you lose the weight? Are you just going to stop and then gain it back? Just do it as more as trying to change your lifestyle to where it'll become like a daily routine where you don't think about it or like you actually enjoy it. So that was another thing. I feel like I was exercising just to exercise and not doing it to actually enjoy it. Yeah. I'm trying to do it more to where I enjoy it. That's why I said, like, at home, I'll look up dance videos and I'll do dance videos. If I feel like going for a walk, I'll go for a walk and listen to music. Just try to do stuff to where I'm not really thinking about it, but it's also healthy, you know? Yeah. And then my biggest struggle right now, because I'm getting the exercise part down, is the food. Because I like to eat, and I don't like to eat like the most, healthiest things in the world. I have a really big sweet tooth. So I really like candy and like sugar and like frosting and cakes. I've gotten better, but it's always been really bad. All things that can lead to diabetes. Oh, 100%. It's so bad. But I have a really strong sweet tooth. It's ridiculous. I have both like a sweet and a savory tooth. Like, I just enjoy junk food, period. Yeah. It's not our fault they make it so good. All those cheap chemicals. I know. But I think I have more of a sweet tooth, though. For sure. Like, if I see brownies or if I see cake, I can't control myself. It's a problem. And I'm at Yeah, I was always the point. I think I like the frosting more than the actual cake, which is 10 times worse. So
Really? I'm the opposite. I like the actual cake more than the frosting. Like I will get
see, I always loved having friends like that because when they don't finish the frosting, I'm like, give it to me.
Yeah. No, I prefer the cake plain. I don't like frosting on it. It's too much sugar. Like I cannot convince myself to eat that. I'm sorry, but it's too much. It's too sweet for me.
See, at least you're able to handle that. That's where you're stronger than me, Nafees.
No, that's as far as it goes though.
Oh, but
That's as far as it goes.
it's a step.
It is. But yeah, I don't know. I guess one of my other goals too would be to start investing. I haven't done that yet.
So when you say investing, what do you actually mean by investing? Because a lot of people say the word investing, and that can mean like a whole lot of things and not even just money-wise.
Well, I'm talking money-wise though. So
Okay.
when I mean investing, I'm talking about like buying stocks, saving up money as like an emergency fund. Like I have enough, but it's not like a proper emergency fund, I guess you could say. That's something like living through COVID times has taught me is like the importance of having an emergency fund.
Yeah.
Thank God that I had like a partial one, so we were able to be okay for like a month or so.
That's good.
Yeah, but like if unemployment did not kick in, my gosh, we would have been so screwed. So yeah, that just taught me that like, okay, I need to be like more wise with my money. And now that I have like a full-time job, I can actually put some of it to the side and, work on that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I meant. Like basically investing in stocks and like different companies and things like that. Just putting away money on the side for like emergencies or whatever. Yeah. Or to buy like a home. That's something that I want to do. I'm not sure if it's going to happen this next year or the year after that, but I'm working towards that.
Are you trying to buy a home in Florida still?
See, that's the thing. It's such a big commitment.
Yeah.
Like in my mind it is, but my mom's like, you can always just sell it. But I'm like, Mom.
I mean, but in theory, yes, but like I agree with you. I think that's a huge commitment because it goes into a lot into buying a home and then like mortgages and then I don't know. I feel like in a sense sometimes like home wise it's almost final in a way. Not like if you lived in an apartment and like, oh, if you just want to move, like just go through the lease and stuff. But like a home is different.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a little bit more not permanent, but that's something where if you do buy a home, live it in at least like a couple years, at least 5.
Yeah, there's like definitely more hoops and loops to go through as far as like homes are concerned. And the thing is, my other siblings are doing medicine and we don't know where they'll end up. And my parents want to like, live with them because they don't want to be by themselves. So it's like this big thing. Like if we do get a house now, how will that affect us financially? Like it's a big thing. So I don't know, still debating. I was thinking between here and Texas because I really like the Texas homes. They're so big.
Why do all my friends want to move to Texas?
It's a great place.
You want to move to Texas? Precious wants to move to Texas.
Yeah, that's like my plan. I want to move to Texas.
I don't know if Macy wants to move to Texas or not. I've never asked her.
Yeah. No. They have like really good food there, so that's another reason.
Well, it's Texas.
But yeah, like I mean Indian food. They have a lot of like Indian shops and things like that, and their food are so good.
I'm sorry, I just thought of another SpongeBob meme about Texas.
Go ahead.
It's not. No, because I told you SpongeBob ruined my life. No, I think they're doing something to make Sandy mad, and SpongeBob shifts into the shape of Texas, and he's like, "Hey, Patrick, what am I?" And Patrick's like, stupid. And he's like, "No, I'm Texas." He's like, "What's the difference?"
I don't get it though.
What, you don't get it? He is Texas. He's Texas. Patrick asks, "What is he?" SpongeBob's, and he's like, he's stupid. He's saying people from Texas are stupid.
Okay, that's what I thought of.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the line. Oh,
the correlation is everyone from Texas is dumb, even though that's not true. But I just think of that.
Gosh, SpongeBob and its memes.
SpongeBob and its memes. But yeah,
I wonder how like actual Texans feel about that.
I mean, how do you think I feel every time I see a Florida joke? We're all dumb.
Honestly, I tend to agree with that more.
Really?
I do.
Have you ever seen The Good Place? I hate Jason because Jason's character is too much like a real Floridian. I'm like, I can't even be mad because they got the character so right. Yeah. It upsets me to my core, especially when he starts talking about like Jacksonville and like the Jaguars. I'm like, oh my God. This is too accurate.
I actually haven't seen The Good Place. I heard a lot about it, though.
It's a good show. You should watch it if you get a chance. I actually enjoyed it. There's not a lot of shows that really make me like laugh, but that one has made me laugh. I relate to Chidi on a spiritual level a lot. Not smart, like, because he's very smart. So I don't relate to him like intellectual wise, but when he actually starts talking normally and just relating on like a personal level, I'm like, yeah, I could see myself in Chidi. Chidi and Jason, because Jason's from Florida, and sometimes the stuff he says, like, God dang it.
Is the actor actually from Florida or the character?
No, just the character.
Oh, okay.
I think the actor himself is from Canada. He guest on Eric Nam's podcast once where they did Commit or Quit.
Oh, really?
And I think they talked about Attack on Titans.
I love Attack on Titans. I think I've mentioned this so many times.
I know. Every time we mention an anime, the first one that comes out of your mouth is Attack on Titans.
It is. I love that one so much. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's kind of gory and very...
When I'm done with Sweet Home, I will finally watch it. I'll give it a try. I remember we talked about, for some reason, anime gore creeps me out more than regular gore. That's why I can't watch Tokyo Ghoul, but I'll try it.
I really like the animation style. I think that's what really hooked me in before the storyline, because I didn't really know what the storyline was. But yeah, after the first episode, I just sped through it. Like, this stuff is great. My sister tried watching it, but there's a scene in there where the mom is eaten by a titan comes and destroys their town and takes the mom and swallows her whole. That part was kind of okay, wow, but everything else is pretty good. The gore can be too much at times, so I can understand why people are very squeamish.
Why do you think I can't watch Tokyo Ghoul when one of the first scenes is a ghoul literally eating a person, and they're very graphic about the bone crunching, literally eating the guts and the noise they make? Oh,
okay. I don't think Attack on Titan's that
That's
detailed.
why I can't watch that.
But I mean, it's very obvious when they are eating and crushing and stuff. But it's not like...
And when the main character for Tokyo Ghoul is going through the transition and how he can't eat regular food, he tries to eat a burger and then he goes and throws it up. And I'm like, I can't do this because it's very graphic, sound-wise.
I don't think sound-wise it's too much. Yeah, sound-wise it's not. It's just more like a visual thing.
Okay, maybe I'll be able to watch it.
Yeah. Storyline's really good, though. I like the three main characters a lot, their combination. I don't know, I just have good things to say about this show. A little biased here.
I can see that. Maybe we'll cover this. Maybe we'll cover this show in a future episode. Was there anything else about the future that we want to talk about? Even though I really feel like we didn't talk about the future, it's okay. This could be just a ramble episode. Yeah, to start the new year off.
The best. Another thing for the future is I hope that people actually take mask wearing more seriously.
Okay, so you weren't here when me and Macy recorded episodes are going to come out soon, but we literally had a 15-minute discussion about how post-COVID, we really hope a lot of these COVID precautions that we've been taking stay. I really want more people to wear masks if they go outside and they're sick. Even if it's just the flu, if you have the sneeze, cover up your face. I hope more places, company-wise, do better job at cleaning. And I also brought up just stories you would hear. I brought up the movie set one where I guess it was revealed that movie sets are a lot dirtier than we thought.
What do you mean movie sets are dirtier? In what sense?
Physically dirtier.
Ooh.
Just not a lot of cleaning when they do stuff, so.
It's like public keyboards, computer keyboards.
Yes.
Very much like that.
I feel anything with your hands, honestly. Because don't they say your hands are the dirtiest thing on your body because you're basically touching everything?
That would be about right. That would make sense, yeah.
That's why they always say doorknobs are always the dirtiest.
Mm-hmm. Anything that is high frequency touching would be your steering wheel. Oh my gosh, I was cleaning my steering wheel the other day and it took 5 wipes for me to wipe it down. It was all black and gunky and I'm ew. And the thing is, when you're using it, you don't really notice.
You don't notice because it's one of those things you don't see it all the time.
Exactly.
Or you don't think about it. Maybe that's why Like, isn't there an actual proven thing, like scientifically wise, where like it's either your brain or your eyes actually don't pick up on all like the things that are in the air right now, like all the little I don't know words right now, Nafees.
It's okay.
What am I trying to say? Particles and like little, not antibodies, all the germs. You don't see you physically can't see the germs for a reason.
If we all could see germs, I would be dead. We would all be paranoid for sure.
I can't do bugs. I don't know if I've ever expressed my irrational fear of bugs. And like, I can just be sitting. That's why I don't go outside that much. Even though I really like nature, I would like nature without bugs, but I know they're important for nature. But like, I just freak out every time I see a bug, every time I hear a bug, every time I think a bug is near me. Like, there are times, I think I mentioned this in the mountain episode, where I'll just sit there and I feel like something's like brushes against my skin or crawls on my skin. So like, if you ever see me wipe my arm, that's why. But yeah, so if I ever saw like all the type of germs that are on me right now, I can promise you I would not survive. I would also say that like random, because I'm talking about bugs, but if we ever went through like an apocalypse and zombie movies, I'm not going to be one of those people you see trying to survive. I'm going to be either one of the zombies or I'm gone. Oh my I'm gosh. Sorry, I can't do it. It was nice knowing you guys. It was nice knowing life before all this happened. Good luck. I'm out of here. I'd rather the aliens take me away from here. Do you believe in aliens, Nafees? I believe in aliens. I was randomly thinking about this earlier. This is going to be a ramble show. I'm sorry.
Do I believe in aliens?
I don't believe we are the only like intellectual beings in this entire universe. We're not even the only Milky Way like in existence. So like for us to be the only, not just humans, but like, I don't know, just beings of like higher intellect out there doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I haven't really done much research on it, so I don't really have an opinion on that. But if someone were to say, like, if someone were to come up with proof and be like, this is why there are other people out there, other beings, I wouldn't contradict it.
Yeah, I don't think we can call them people because we don't know if their like mechanisms would be the same as ours. We don't even know if they'll like talk and communicate like us, or they like communicate like animals. Like, what if there's other beings out there, but they're just like our dog? So that's what I mean when I think there's other like life forces out there. They don't have to exactly be humans, but I don't believe we're the only ones.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, but like I said, I haven't really researched into that, so I can't really say.
I just know sometimes my dad will randomly watch those like alien abduction things that come on the History Channel. He used to. I don't know if he still does anymore. I'm like, why are you watching this? People talking about being abducted.
I know there was this place in the United States. What was it called? Let me see.
It also goes in like to time warps, because I was talking to an old friend from like film club, and I remember he was saying there's something about like, was it somewhere in California where those really big trees are, that one park? I don't remember what the park is called. Is it Yellowstone? Is that in California?
I'm not sure.
What is the park called with the really big, ginormous trees? I don't even remember what the trees' names are right now. It's like somewhere in San Francisco area. Anyway, he was saying somewhere like deep inside like the forest, there's like these weird type of like warps in the world where like if you go through it, you could end up somewhere else on the same planet because the way the planet is. I sound like a huge conspiracy theorist right now, don't I?
It's okay. I'm enjoying this.
Okay. I'm like, should I keep talking, or am I showing too much of my weirdness right now to where I need to tone it back a little?
It's okay. It's bound to come. I'm sure our listeners are enjoying it too.
I hope so, because I feel like I sound like a really big idiot right now.
No, not an idiot. Just very, what's the word? Enthusiastic.
Okay. I don't know if that's better or worse.
It is better, because idiots actually sound dumb and enthusiasts actually sound excited.
Okay. If you say so. Excitedly dumb?
No, you're just making it worse than it needs to be. Stop.
I'm joking. It's all joke.
Also, Yellowstone is in mostly Wyoming and parts of Montana and Idaho, by the way.
Okay, well, that I did it. What is the park I'm talking about then? Well, it's technically a forest. Why did I think it was called Yellowstone?
Forests with big trees in California.
What are those trees called? It's gonna bother me.
It's called giant forest.
What?
Called giant forest.
No, that can't be it. Is it really?
Sequoia National Park.
Sequoia, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm like, I knew
I didn't even know this existed here. Interesting.
the park? You never knew that?
I don't really know much about like California other than
I mean, I don't either.
Beverly Hills. Is that where that's at?
Yes.
Okay.
It's near like, I don't know if Beverly Hills is actually in LA or if it is a separate town. I'm assuming it's a part of LA.
Okay. Kind of like how Celebration is here with Disney.
Yes. Was there anything else on your list? Because I feel like we didn't talk about anything that was on your list.
We did. We talked about...
Oh, we did?
Okay. We missed some things. No, but we talked about life after graduation, finding a job. We sort of kind of talked about how COVID changed the job scene too, how like everything's mostly online. But you know what I really, really hope for though is no unexpected events. Like please, 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 no more.
Yeah, let's pray for that because it's been a little too calm right now. So
Yeah.
I'm a little curious about this transition in presidency.
Oh, that's a good point. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, we've been living. Yeah, it's been a very long 4 years.
Honestly, when I didn't find out who the president was the next day, and I'm like, this is going to be another month-long thing. Let me just not.
Yeah, that was torture and tragic, but it's going to be interesting watching that transition of offices and seeing what they are going to do because it just depends on if they keep up on their promises. And you know how it's always like this. They always say these big promises.
Look, a lot of these college students went out of their way to vote for Mr. Biden. He better come through on that student debt.
They did, but I'm not holding it up to everything because you know how it's always been like this. They always promise something huge. And
I know.
Never. Yeah. So it just depends.
I'm not too optimistic about the student debt thing either. As long as if they get rid of interest, that would be good.
That's one of them I'm talking about. Again, we will see what to come, but that's also going to play into a lot of our future with like just jobs and like how our economy hopefully bounce back from this. Also, I didn't bring this up, but I thought it was interesting. I thought it'd be interesting to bring it up. At least on social media, I've been noticing that a lot of people have been saying due to the pandemic, there has been a shift in celebrity culture, which I thought was interesting. So like,
what do you mean?
So like how we usually, I won't lie, a lot of people usually put celebrities on like a higher pedestal, whether it's because they just really admire them or just like want their lifestyle, the lifestyle that they show us, whether it's real or not, of like glamorous, like clothes, financially glamorous stuff like that. And I guess just because, and I'm mostly talking about Western artists because I don't know how it is everywhere else or how they do their things, but just like seeing, especially when the pandemic first started, just seeing the disconnect that celebrities have because of that wealth gap to like the regular people when they were telling them like everything's okay, but you know you're just sitting up in your ginormous mansion like and you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about like where your next paycheck's going to come from, if you're going to have a meal tonight or not. And like, even now with like, even though there's not really that much restrictions, but like certain celebrities, like a lot of them are still having these ginormous parties. A lot of them are just like spending whatever they want. I know Cardi B was getting a lot of flack recently, like that one tweet she made one time asking if she should spend $88K on a bag. So just stuff like that, and people just attacking celebrities more and like shifting from not caring about them anymore. So I also wonder if that's really going to put an impact on like the entertainment industry as well. I don't know. It's weird that I talk about it.
Here's my thing. I think because of COVID, everyone is just a lot more aware of their surroundings and of reality, right?
I think we're a lot more aware, but we're also a lot more agitated.
Yeah, because we're more agitated, I think, because we are aware. Like certain discrepancies, like you were saying, the whole like income gap. A lot of people didn't really care about that before because it wasn't really affecting them personally. But now when they see that there are actually people out there who can survive for like a whole year without having to work versus them where they live like paycheck to paycheck, that definitely takes a toll on how you look at these people.
I wouldn't say I don't think people didn't care. I just think there was never really time to talk about it with others or like have a mass place like social media to really find others like you to really express your feelings and whether they feel the same or not. So
no, I still think no one really cared about the income gap.
I I think I might have to disagree with you that
Celebrity wise, I'm saying not.
celebrities. Yes. Are we talking about? I was talking about regular people.
No, I'm saying regular people didn't really care about like the income gap between celebrities because that's what expected of them. Like they do expect them to be at a higher financial status, I guess you could say.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that.
We can agree to disagree.
We can. We can.
But yeah, I don't know.
So I just think
it
that's
would make more
interesting.
sense.
And I wonder if that's going to also increase the rise of influencers. But like, I don't know. These influencers, Are we talking Instagram and like YouTube? And TikTok.
Oh, TikTok too, yeah.
Stuff like that. Not even just like, I'm not talking about the people that really blow up and actually do get money, but I just mean like going to more like smaller people made content, and not go to like blockbusters, so like big movies or like big artists. Cause I feel like there's also been a shift since COVID of like finding more like independent artists, whether it's like in music, whether it's like just creating any type of content. So
I have seen a lot more creativity for sure on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, where have you been this whole time? But that's a good thing. I guess that's one positive thing is that people are more willing to showcase their creative side. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing. But yeah.
Like anything with the future, we'll just see where it goes. Don't know if I should be excited or terrified. I'm trying to do a better job at not really putting too much pressure on my future. I have to do a better job at telling myself it is okay that I am not like making six figures and living on my own right now, because I am only 23 and I don't know why, not just me, but a lot of people my age have this huge expectation to where we're supposed to be in our career fields right now, making all this money, living this extravagant life, or just being financial independent when it's not real.
Yeah.
Why I need to do a better job at myself is not putting so much pressure on myself. I've always been like that for some reason. I don't know why, but I need to calm down.
But I think it's a good pressure though, because it motivates you to find ways to do better.
Well, that's like when we were talking with Rebecca, when I brought up it can have two reactions. It can either motivate you or unmotivate you. It's always
Unmotivated you.
So I've always been that type of person. Okay. So I have these huge expectations.
So you get discouraged easily. Okay.
Yeah. When I'm not doing something, or when I feel like I'm not doing something I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what I mean when I say I need to calm down.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm pretty similar to that too. Sometimes I have these bouts of inspiration, like, okay, it'll all be fine. But yeah, like I do that a lot too. I do a lot of the comparisons where I'm like, okay, so there are people who are way, 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 way more successful than I am, and we are the same age or younger.
Exactly. I was going to break up a few days, but I'm like, yep. I just see them and I'm like, oh, we're literally the same age.
It's like, oh, you rich person, bye. So, swipe up. Oh,
God.
I'm not even sure if that's more of a jealousy thing, actually.
But I'm not jealous of them, though.
Yeah, I'm not jealous. It's just like I acknowledge they're rich and then I move on.
Yeah. I've never seen it as a jealousy person. I don't get jealous that easily. Like, I'm always the person who's like, I'm always happy for others. Like, my friends do something really big, especially if like that's their dream. I'm like, that's amazing. At least one of us needs to live our dream. But I'm not to say
I'm rooting for you. It's not me, so it's definitely you.
It's like Tyra. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. No.
Yeah.
But I was never the jealous type, and I'm still not.
That's good.
So because people have different paths that they take. And people have different levels of what they see as being successful. So that's another reason why I'm never jealous. Like, your success could be different from my success.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a really deep episode, Nafees.
I guess, yeah. Got deeper than we thought it would.
Is this the deepest we've ever gotten?
Is it?
I don't know. I feel like it is.
I think we got deep during the B review, the album.
I feel like I was nervous for that one, though. I don't know if I really got truly deep or not. Also, sometimes I'm like, because I always say filler words like, or I don't know. So sometimes when I'm trying to get deep, I'm like, am I actually getting my point across or no?
I do that too. I use a lot of filler words. I'm working on that though.
Yes. Hopefully, especially with this podcast, I could work on that a little bit more, because every time I edit and I hear myself say I don't know, I'm like, oh my God, take a shot every time.
I need to delete that.
No, I'm like, this needs to turn into a drinking game. Take a shot every time Simone says You will be passed out.
So let's not make that a drinking game then.
Well, that just means I need to work on it. That's all I'm saying.
True.
All right. Anything else? Any closing thoughts?
No, not really.
No, real quick, because I think I wanted to do this earlier. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, you were gonna tell us about your what's it called? The Spotify thing?
Well, I have Apple Music, so I use Apple.
Awkward. Your Apple Music thing.
It's fine. They're both streaming platforms. Yeah. So Spotify does their Spotify rap and Apple Music does their Apple Music rap. I feel like it should be a little different because I feel like in the last couple, I don't know how they calculate it or when they calculate it, because every time I check, it hasn't changed. So I'm assuming it's not going to change anymore until the new year starts. But yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to show my raps. I was going to compare my 2018, 2019, and 2020 because my 2018 is when I got into K-pop. So it's really interesting how it slightly changed.
Do you have it for 2017 too?
I don't know if that was a thing in 2017.
Okay.
I wish I did though, because I feel like that would be such a dramatic change.
You would see the difference, I guess.
But when was Apple Music actually a thing?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't use Apple Music, so.
So is that because that also plays in the factor when Apple Music actually became. Let me do a quick Google search. No, not Apple itself. I said Apple Music. Okay, hang on. 2015.
Yeah, I was thinking like 2016-ish, around that time.
I did not know Apple Music has been around that long. But I'm also going to let you in on a secret. For the longest time, I had an iPhone 6. So
that may have something to do with it.
It had a little something to do with it because the phone was so old. I didn't want to update my phone. So if it wasn't music that I bought when I used to have an iPod back in like middle school, I used another app to where I listened to music to where I could download it. Okay, so unlike 2019 and 2020, I was only able to find the list for 2018. It gives you top 100, but I only wrote down the top 20.
Okay.
Again, to remind everyone when I name off these songs, this is when I first got into BTS, so it's going to be very heavy towards their favor. So in 2018, my end of the year rap, my number one was BTS Cypher 4, and then my number two is Cypher 3. My third, most listened to was Mic Drop, the Steve Aoki remix. 4 was Onpon Man. I am not saying, like I said, this is all BTS unless I say otherwise. 5 was Come Back Home. 6 was BTS Cypher 2. 7 was Go Go. 8 was The Seventh Sense by NCTU. So that's the first non-BTS song. 9 was Silver Spoon or Bepse. 10 was Daydream by J-Hope off his mixtape. 11 was Hang Song, also off his mixtape. 12 was Tear. 13 was Dopeness featuring CL by the Black Eyed Peas. 14 was DNA. 15 was Idol with Nicki Minaj. 16 was Mic Drop, not the remix. 17 was 21st Century Girl. 18 was Baseline off of J-Hope's mixtape. 19 was Fire Truck by NCT 127. And 20 was Airplane Part 2. So that was my top 20 in 2018. And which is interesting because I didn't get in BTS until October. So that's all from October to December of the year of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah. So for 2019, and I only have this one because I took pictures and I posted it on my Twitter. So this is my top 4 most listened to artists out of, apparently at the time I had 163 different artists listed in my library.
Oh, wow. Before
I say them, you want to try to guess my top 4? No,
it's okay.
You don't want to play? Okay, fine. So my number 4 was ATEEZ. Apparently I played any ATEEZ song with 17 hours. 3 was Lady Leisure. I don't know if I brought her up before.
I think you have, but I haven't heard of her.
She is a rapper from the UK. She's very good. If you like rap, I would suggest listening to her. I like Lady Leisure. So 2 was J Park.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And 1.
That was surprising.
Yeah, because I think out of K-pop, J Park was the first Korean artist I discovered.
Oh, okay.
So without knowing his history of him being in a group and stuff like that. And then 1 was BTS. Do you want to guess how many hours I've listened to BTS in 2019? It divides it up by the hours. Just guess. Just entertain me and guess, Nafees, and then I'll tell you.
1,000?
No, it's not that high. I didn't listen to that much music.
Oh, okay.
Lower.
500?
Lower.
300.
Close. It's 266.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually, yeah. How much did you say ATEEZ was?
ATEEZ was, here's the gap. ATEEZ was 17 hours. Lady Leisure was 18 hours. J Park was 31 hours, and BTS was 266. Yeah.
Wow.
So my 224 combined, I don't even think adds up to the number one.
Yeah. You can't even compare.
No. But my number one most played song isn't even a BTS song.
What is it?
It's Lady Leisure, Where Are You Now?
Oh, okay.
And that one I did mention in the episode that's going to come up soon. So yeah, I really like that song. I discovered that song with Macy. I think it's one on the Just Dances. And I really liked it. So that was my most played.
Number 2 was Come Back Home by BTS, and number 3 was Cypher 4. So it went from number 1 last year to number 3.
Okay.
4 was Boy With Love. I didn't think I listened to Boy With Love that much, but I guess I did.
It's a great song.
It's cute. Boost your what's the word? Serotonin?
Yeah.
Serotonin, yeah.
So 5 was On Pond Man. 6 was Dale by Hyolyn, who used to be in oh my god, what was her group's name? What? Sistar. There we go. Yeah, featuring Gray. That is also a good song. 7 is All Night with BTS and Juice WRLD for the Game. 8 is Tear. 9 is Bepse. 10 is Mic Drop, the Steve Aoki remix. 11's Home. 12 is East Side with Halsey and Khalid.
I like East Side. I listen to that a lot too.
Yeah. 13 is Dionysus by BTS. 14's Paradise. 15's DNA. 16 is Cypher 3. 17 is Good Boy with GD and Taeyang from Big Bang.
I haven't heard that one.
That's a good one. 18 is Let's Shut Up and Dance with Jason Derulo, Lay, and NCT 127 that came out last year. 19's the regular Mic Drop, and then I have one girl group, which was Everglow, and it's the Bon Bon Chocolate song.
That's a pretty extensive list.
It is. And then it changed. And then 2018, it changed drastically. So I think I started to wane off and started listening to more music and more artists. So my top 5 for 2020 was Eric Nam, Megan Thee Stallion, ATEEZ, and it changed from J Park to BY as my second one. He's also another Korean rapper. And then BTS was still number 1, but the hours went down. So it went from 266 to 88.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's because you diversified your music. That's why.
My music.
Yeah.
Okay. And then top 20 for that one. I think BTS took the top 3. So 1 was Black Swan. 2 was UGG. 3 is On. 4 is Sway With Me with Sweetie. And I don't really know this girl. It's Galaxar. It's off of that movie Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn. I did not see the movie, but I've heard this song and like 2 others, which is really good. 5 is Rose by BY and Sunmi. Oh God, no. Sunmi. Is she from? Who is
Sunmi,
she? Where is she from? She from Girls' Generation or Wonder Girls?
Wonder Girls, I think.
Okay, that's a good song. I think you would like that song. You should listen to it. 6 is Boy With Love. 7 is Kelly by Kelly Rowland. That's also a good song. 8 is Outro Ego. 9 is Michael Jackson by BY. I know the name sounds weird. 10 is Where Are You Now? So it went from number 1 to 10. 11 is Horizon by ATEEZ. 12 is Tia Tamara by Doja Cat and Rico Nasty. 13 is, I still can't pronounce this one. It's the Buku Buku one by the MFBTY. I talked about the song later. Tiger JK and Yumin Ray. And RM is on it.
Huh?
No, I said I talked about it before. That's the one. That's the group with Tiger JK in it and Yumin Ray, and RM is featured in it.
I don't remember.
Well, I talk about it. You'll find out later.
Okay.
14 is Titanic, which was off of Jackson Wang mixtape. That one's a good song. 15.
I actually really like that one too, yeah.
That is. I think that's one of my favorites. 15 is On Pond Man. 16 is Goddess a Day by BY. 17 is Wright Brothers by BY. 18 is Dionysus. 19 is Hit by Mamamoo, which is really random. I didn't think I listened to that song a lot either. And then 20 is Illusion. So yeah, that just shows how my music evolved over the past 3 years. It's a very interesting list.
That's good though. At least There's more diversity in your music
and I
now.
think it's only going to get more diverse. I can't wait to see what the 2021 is going to be.
I wonder if you'll have more like independent artists on your...
I don't know. I'll probably have more K-pop groups because I think this year I started listening to more K-pop, like more groups in general. Even if I don't know the group, but I've been listening to a lot more songs by other groups lately. So...
I don't know. I guess we'll just see.
It's all going to be in the future.
For sure.
All right. Do you want me to close out or you want to close out?
You can close out. We're like, this is only going to go 30, 40 minutes max.
Me and my rambles.
You actually didn't ramble too much, I think.
I feel like I did.
I think it worked with this episode. That's probably why it doesn't feel like that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to today's episode. You can find us everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if that's what you're using. Give us comments. We would, for this, while we're talking about the new year, we would really like to get some comments and questions from you guys, some emails. Don't be shy. We are nice, I promise. We also really want to start like an advice section on podcasts. So we obviously need questions in order to give advice or just like comments, concerns. So please.
Or you can ask us anything.
Honestly,
we will answer.
Literally just give us a random topic. You'd be like, hey, Simone, did you see so-and-so did this? And I'd be like, yes, girl, let me talk about it. So just something like that. So if you want to ask us questions, you can either email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com, or you can probably leave a comment on our social medias like Twitter and Instagram at iwasthinkingpod. So yeah, give us some questions, guys. Give us some comments. We would really love to hear from you.
Or any sort of feedback would be appreciated.
Any sort of feedback, just so we know we're not just talking into the void when we put these out. Our stats don't tell us that, but you never know.
True.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for listening to the Look Out for this year because we got some great episodes coming along. Full warning now. The next 5 episodes we said is basically going to be like a BTS lockdown. So yeah, we play a game and we go through their songs. And there's a lot of songs. So it literally took us 5 episodes, which is going to be 5 weeks. So about a good month. So if you are still here and listen to me talk about them, I also need to do a better job at not talking about them so much, I feel like. Yes, no. Yeah, I'll work on it. Okay, but look out for that next month. So thank you. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.